2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and it's scooped up by the Jets. The 40, the 20, 10, 5, and he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown.
Very good.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome back to a GOI show, the Phil and John show. And special guest today, we got one of the fastest Super Bowl winning teams, probably other than Ray, although I haven't done the official math of how many seasons it took to get to the first Super Bowl. Multiple Super Bowl winner here. Peter with the New York Jets is with us today. And today we're going to cover our thought processes a little bit behind switching teams. We're going to highlight a couple of the teams that we've noticed that switch teams that are doing a good job. And I'll try to throw in some interview questions to Peter to finish it off. Maybe get a couple of tips for everybody to close this out. So starting this off, let's go to John, who actually stayed with the Dolphins, who was the Dolphins prior to the reboot. And now we're rebooting here into season 21, which we didn't finish season 20 thanks to EA Sports. John, why did you end up staying with the Dolphins, and were there other choices on the board?
Well, yeah, thanks everybody. And man, I got 4 trophies in the room now. I'm really feeling bad. So this might be the most trophies we can have at one time. So nice to have everybody here. I guess it was the old, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And, I was having the best season of my career, thanks EA. I figured I would stay with it. Unfortunately, there's been a few changes to the roster, nothing terrible, but a few changes. And then the thing that I didn't put a lot of thought into, see, everybody thinks it's great picking first, and it is good to pick first, except for you don't know who's picking after you. Thanks, Peter, for coming to the Jets. So, I try to keep Phil and Connor and Ray out of my division, and then Peter sneaks in, and then everybody changed. So we're off to a rough start in Miami again. So, but that was pretty much the philosophy. Is we had a good run to start with, so we stuck with it. How about you, Peter? Jets.
So,
jerk.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want to go for the full rebuild with having to deal with drafting and everything like I did with the Texans, especially given the uncertainty with EA and how many seasons we'll be able to get through. So I figured the Jets, they got plenty of talent. This 25 and under. So I couldn't pass them up, especially with that defense. And we all know I'm defensive minded, so had to go with them.
I'm never passing towards Sauce Gardner. I'm just telling you that right now. Never.
Yeah, Jacob tried it a lot yesterday, and it didn't work out. It turned into a touchdown for Sauce. So
Nice. And then I saw your defensive end or tackle grab one and go for a score too.
Oh yeah, Keenan Williams, he what is he? Oh, 78 speed. It felt like it was about 20 speed. I didn't think he was going to make it, but luckily Chubb got tripped up and he was able to rumble for 50 yards.
Nice. Yeah. He looked faster than that. I mean, there wasn't anybody really close when he scored. So he definitely looked like he was faster than 78. So, for myself, I felt that, I won a Super Bowl with the Ravens, secretly hoping EA keeps messing up and I maybe win the only Super Bowl of the edition. That would be fantastic, and catch up to Ray and a couple of you guys that have more trophies than me. But I also like new challenges. I like new things. The Jags were actually close to being picked over the Ravens for me last time when the original draft. But I just felt that I had never had Lamar. I don't like to see cheesers that have Lamar. So I felt that, we could do some damage with the Ravens. The Jags rosters kind of needs some rebuilding. And what I like about the rebuild process is that you get to make the team how you want. So you get to pull up the players that you want. You get to draft and target the players. The Ravens pretty much already had a set squad. I mean, I had all the pieces pretty much in all the positions. The Jags, I do not have that. I got to build. I have to do a good job with my recruiting and my drafts to even, have a chance against some guys. And still, even it didn't really matter when I played Peter. He still dominated me the last time we played with the Texans. So yeah, the Jags were a new challenge, a new division, new rivalries, which is fun. Bailey and the crew, we got a solid division now in the AFC South, and we're just gonna, hopefully make some noise, and hopefully we just make each other better, because we're gonna definitely, I don't know, Bailey and I went to overtime again. Like, this is like the 4th or 5th time that I've played Bailey and we went to overtime. So, all right.
One question before we move on is, the elephant in the room is both you guys already have a loss hung on you, which is probably about 50% of the losses you had in previous seasons. So you still feeling good about your choice?
I'll let you go.
I was expecting a challenge to go into this thing, and so I would never expect 16-0, 17-0, whatever it is. I expected some losses, bumps and bruises along the way, grind them out games. Somehow Peter found a way to dominate still with the Jets. I'm not quite there yet with the Jags, but we're hoping to get there. How about you, Peter?
Yeah, week one was rough. The O-line wasn't too great, so I think I've been sacked like 14 times already in 2 games. So it hasn't been good. I forced a lot of stuff week one, but it's tough going from Tom Brady to Zach Wilson and trying to figure out and play the same way. So definitely a learning curve week one. Week two got a little bit better. So hopefully that's the trend going up, but we'll see. It's definitely some growing pains with the new team.
And I had my chances to win in week one, so I could hang my hat on that, and really just one crucial mistake at the end cost me. So, it easily could have been 2-0, but it's not. It's 1-1, and that's fine with me. I like a grind them out, type of game anyway. So that's the way I roll. All right, so switching off to some new topics here, or sticking kind of with the same topics. There were a couple other users that we recognized that have switched teams as well, that we wanted to highlight some thoughts on that. First up, we got Marty with the Falcons, who have gone to the Eagles, 1-1 today. So he's 1-1, and brought his boy in to play for the Patriots. So we have father-son combo. We had one other one in GOI, Peter and Nick, right? So that was the other combo we had, and that resulted in.
This is a better combo. This is a better combo.
Yeah, I hope so. So John, what do you think about Marty going from the Falcons to the Eagles?
Well, today it's kind of cool. We just started recording right after his game ended. So at first it looked like it wasn't the team, it was the coach, because after his first game, he gave up 55 points to the Lions, which the Lions is a good team, but 55 points is tied for the second most points given up in the short season so far. So it wasn't looking great, but he had a nice showing against the Vikings. John's, not somebody to disregard. John knows how to play the game. So right now he's 17th in offense. He's 7th in defense. So he seems to be having the Eagles defense working for him. I apologize. He's 20th in offense and 16th in defense. So, but still the defense is what he's doing better with. That's up to the minute right now. So, and his old team, I guess it's kind of early to tell, because the Falcons got taken over by Denzel, I think. Am I right? No, Tremaine. And they're 1-1 too. So it's a little too early to tell, but so far after today's game, it looks like Marty might have taken a good step.
Peter, any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, Marty, I always wondered why he picked the Falcons that early, getting a high pick, but he's a true fan there. But, after dealing with EA stuff, I don't blame him for trying to go after a better team. And I mean, he made that trade for Lamar, and I just saw he re-signed him. So he's I'm looking at that contract now. He's got 8 years, 204 for the salary and 140 for the bonus. And in 2027, he'll be making 56 million. I, power to Marty for paying that man.
Yeah, hey, it's paying off so far. I did the Lamar contract as well. It really doesn't come into play till next season. Then you start paying Lamar a little bit and almost get up to, if it's 50 million, that's a quarter of the whole salary cap to begin with. However, I mean, 96 speed, 96 XL, ideal throw under pressure. The man can do a lot of things for you and work some magic for you. But you're gonna have to draft well. You're gonna have to, play the salary cap game there for a little bit. I love the move. Hometown boy. He took the Falcons to start with. Realized that the Eagles have a little bit more pieces, a little bit more things together for him already. So for me, I'm with it, Marty. Marty's one of my favorite users in the game. He's, plays all his games. He's there. He's a great guy. He's easy to communicate with. A little fair sim happy at times, but I get it. That's how it rolls sometimes. But yeah, I'm digging it, Marty. Keep it up. 1-1, long way to go here down the stretch. I think Marty's best record, if I recall, it was a 10-4 season, 10-5, something like that. So hopefully he can get back to that territory, because he's also a player that can be 6-9 or something like that too. So the next one we wanted to go over was Ryan. He was with the Rams. LA Rams missed the draft initially. To me, kind of lucked out and got the Rams after he came back online. He has the Ravens now. Obviously, as we mentioned, traded Lamar. John, what do you think?
Well, Ryan, a couple seasons ago, Ryan was pretty successful, and he pretty much let everybody know he was pretty successful. So last year, when he wasn't as successful, I don't think everybody was quite so sad for him. So we were waiting to see how this was going to work out for him. But so far, I mean, he's definitely doing a pretty good. I mean, first of all, he drugged me around the field, but I'm going to tell you right now, Ryan, if you're listening, I am never playing you like that again. You're going to wait and play on my terms next time. But he did go, and then he went up and he faced off against Peter, our guest today, kind of smacked Peter in the mouth, which is hard to do. So he's 2-0 right now. He's got the 13th best offense. He's traded away Lamar and looks like he's better for it, which nobody would have thought, and he's got the second best defense. And to his credit, the new Rams GM is 0-2. So maybe he just doesn't like the Rams. I don't know, but whatever the case is, he's off to a hot start. So I think we're going to have to start listening to Ryan brag again.
Yeah, he smacked me around week 1. I forced a lot of stuff, and he made all the right plays. So, he got the win. Not gonna blame anything on it except for my bad play. So he did well. Definitely not excited to hear about his undefeated talk or his baby Yoda Zen. But it's a long season. It's only week 2, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll have a matchup in the playoffs, and maybe I can get my revenge. Depends if I make it.
I don't think there's any doubt that you're going to make it somehow, some way out of the AFC East and make some noise in the playoffs as always. Gosh, Ryan. Let's see. For me, there were 2 things, right? I think it was almost a full edition before I got to play Ryan again. He was with the Cowboys last edition. He beat me last edition, and I had to wait almost a full year to play this guy again. So I was already on cloud 9 to get another crack at Ryan. I don't think he let me forget that he beat me the last time we played. So that was personal. He also, there was a little bit of bragging going on there after that good season, and that also got my attention. And so that made me want to try harder when we played. Ryan did his best to kind of skirt sometimes. I'm not real sure. I'm at my girlfriend's. I don't have a set time that I can tell you I can commit to. Can you, so we ended up playing at 2 a.m. By the time kickoff happened, I was furious. I was fuming. So I was the most locked in. That was a Super Bowl game to me. I was locked in. I was ready to go. I don't even remember what the score was. It was a large margin. But the Ravens are a great squad, so he's going to be dangerous. He's going to, have some fun. And you know what? A little crap talk is good. When it goes too far, is where you got to be careful. So 2-0 to start, long way to go. But, as John mentioned, the trades are working out. The flow is working out right now for Ryan and his squad. So, hey, more power to him. And we'll see how he finishes it off. Next up is my boy Ant-Man. He was with the Cardinals last season. I'll let John tell the story of why he chose the Cardinals, and he's on the Bills right now, 2-0 with Josh Allen, who Tom was doing a lot of complaining about Josh Allen last season when he had the Bills. So, John, thoughts on Anthony?
I think it was Peter that had the story on the team selection. I think, wasn't that you, Peter?
Yeah, for Ant-Man, yeah, he he let his son choose his first Madden 23 team, and he said his son was an OU fan, so he went with the Cardinals. But I think maybe it was too last minute notice for his son to help him out for the second round, so he went with the Bills. I mean, he was successful with the Cardinals, and he upgraded. So, I mean, he's 2-0 right now. His defense is playing extremely well, and once he clicks with Josh Allen in that offense, it's going to be tough for me and you, John. I'll say that now.
I know. I got to get you guys the F out of here. So this is not it. It's not fun. And then I think hope I pronounced it right, Lathan. Which is Marty's son, took over the Patriots, and and he can score for sure. He hasn't played a second game yet, so we'll see if it was just me or if he's really top notch. But he played a solid game. But yeah, Anthony, he's off. Another team off 2-0. All these guys switching teams have turned out to look like they're making good decisions. The odd thing is, and it's weird. Buffalo should be a really good offensive team, and again, he's only 22nd right now. But he's got the first. He's got the best defense in the league. Still probably a little too early to tell. He did almost shut out Tommy. I think he let Tommy score a field goal just so Tommy would feel good about the game. And then his other one came against the winless Rams. So probably a little too early to put him at the top of the AFC, especially with freaking Peter in the division. But he's off to a great start, so good luck to him.
Yeah, I've done my time playing Ant-Man. I don't like playing Ant-Man. He always plays me tough. It's always a grind out game. I don't like, I like to be like Peter, and that's what I want to play like. And then I always get in these close battles and I barely can win, and that kind of stuff goes on for me always. But he is originally a Giants fan. He normally picks the Giants. His son said, I'm an OU fan. We're going to the Cardinals. It was 8-9 his first season. Now, last season before the reboot, he was like 13-1 or, only one loss or something like that when EA screwed us on that one. By the way, John, you should be a playoff team as well. And who else was going to there was another team that I'm trying to remember that was going to make the playoffs that normally doesn't make the playoffs. And he was going to be in, I think, as well. So anyhow, EA screwed a bunch. Darnell was off to a great start there and was looking like another playoff team. So fast forward here. So he's going to the Bills. The Bills are always on my squad. I nearly picked them. John talked me out of it, get out of my division, Phil. And so I went with the Ravens, but I love the Bills roster, top to bottom, a lot of fun, a lot of speed. I don't know what the complaint is on Josh Allen, the speed, the arm power. I don't know how you lose, but Tom somehow managed to do that well. So, I think it's an upgrade. He's off to a 2-0 start. obviously still has to play Peter twice in a season, play John twice in a season. From what I keep hearing about the new guy in the Patriots, he's going to be quite dangerous possibly. So we'll see how all this fits together. Right now, I like the move from Arizona to Buffalo. The last user we wanted to bring up was the Buffalo Bills and Tom, who is Buffalo Bills to kick off the edition. He's moved over to Cincinnati and the Bengals, currently 2-0. John, what do you got?
Well, this is the team. Tom's the GM that started this whole topic of, he moved from the Bills, who most people think is one of the top ranked rosters in the game. And man, the broken season, all we heard was how bad Josh Allen was. And most of us, I would have gladly traded Tua for Josh Allen in a heartbeat, right? So Tom made this move to the Bengals. I think my quote to Phil was, so is this going to be a good move for him, or is he going to ruin another young quarterback's career? And so far, he's off to a good start. So Tom moved from all the negativity to now he's 2-0. Pretty well balanced attack. He eighth in offense, eighth in defense, early in the season. Now the Bills, that we just talked about them, they're 2-0 too. So maybe it just wasn't a good fit for Tom. Maybe he just doesn't like speedy, athletic, well-gifted, big throwing power quarterbacks. He might like maybe 85 throw power is his max. He can't handle anything over that. I don't know. But on the flip side, he did just slap the shit out of Connor. We don't see Connor concede many games, and he conceded after a 48-20 beatdown. So, love Connor to death, but, Connor definitely got a little bit of taste of, he joined my club and learned what humility was that last game, because 48-20, I guarantee you, Connor never saw that. And I think I still hear Connor right now, somewhere in Kansas, complaining about jump ball catches. I'm not exactly sure, but I think he's still talking about that. So
the Chiefs are about to play, so he's probably in Chiefs mode right now. So Peter, what are your thoughts?
I was just looking at it right now. Maybe Tom might have been onto something, because Josh Allen and Joe Burrow are rated just about the same as far as overall, but Josh Allen has that paranoid sense of pressure, and Joe Burrow, he's got the ideal. So maybe that's why he can sit in the pocket now and feel a little bit more comfortable. But he went from one good squad to another good squad, and so far he's doing a lot better with this one. So definitely play styles and just rosters in general, even though they're pretty much equal, is doing well for him. Maybe the change of scenery is all he needed.
Yeah, and I kind of view it the same. It's like somebody handed him the keys to the Ferrari and gave him the Lambo today. So, that's the move that we're talking about here from the Bills to the Bengals. The key difference for me was actually, we've had now, 6 months now to play Madden 23, learning some of the intricacies of the game. And obviously he picked up on something. Maybe it was the paranoid to the ideal sense of pressure. Maybe it was some pieces on defense or whatever the case is. It's a lateral move, and for us, that was the reason I wanted to try a new challenge out. Just something different to kind of finish off this edition. I hope EA just doesn't try to fix anything that now that it's working, and just kind of make some minor tweaks to coverage or something to start off Madden 23 or whatever we're at. So yeah, that's it. We have Peter on air. So John, I was thinking just some rapid fire questions that Peter can answer pretty quick for us. All right, Peter, are you an offense or defensive minded coach?
Defense all the way.
Do you like to use a defensive end, linebacker, or safety?
Linebacker or safety. I can't do D end. I don't know how to do the swim moves or power moves.
All right. Man coverage or zone coverage?
Ooh, right now, man, just because of press coverage. Love man.
Cover one or blitz?
Ooh, we'll go blitz. I've been aggressive lately.
All right. Cover 1 or cover 2, man.
Oh, cover 1. That's when I use her that safety.
All right, I feel you there. Offensive side of the ball, you like to run outside, run up the middle?
Run up the middle. Outside is too much of a gamble for me.
All right. Quarterback, you like a little quarterback with speed? You like somebody that sits in the pocket?
That's tough. I did well with Tom Brady, so I'll have to go pocket.
Wide receiver, speed or agility?
Speed, definitely speed.
Tight end, height or speed?
That's a tough one, but I'd go speed for right now because I have height and it's not doing well.
Run power or run finesse?
Power, especially because I like running up the middle. Got to have that power.
John, I'm out of questions. What do you got?
All right, let's see. I'll mix it up a little bit. So what's the, when you're doing, you're a defensive guru in the league. So is it more about cornerback overall or more about the speed?
Mainly the speed, but overall does matter, especially for awareness and play rec.
All right. Mixing up some more. So GM you least like to play?
Let's see. Honestly, it's John. Vikings John. He had my number all last match. I think I got 1 win over him in like 4 tries.
All right. So out of the Super Bowl, your fellow Super Bowl winners, who we got? John, Connor, Phil. Which one of those is the one you least likely want to meet in the playoffs?
Shoot. See, I enjoy playing those guys, so it's tough. I guess I'd have to say Ray. I mean, whenever we play, it's a chess match. So, he's obviously his resume speaks for himself, but it's always good learning and kind of picking and seeing how he does things, because then I'll try and replicate that during my games. And I do that with most everyone. I'll see some good play and then I'll try and incorporate it.
All right. So what's the thing in the Madden game that makes you most likely to throw your controller through the TV?
I mean, we were talking about it earlier with Connor and the jump balls, but when it's getting abused, it's tough. I get it every now and again because, quarterbacks will actually throw those jump balls, but if that's the only thing you got on offense, it's tough to deal with.
All right. And last one is, how fast do I have to be going over the speed limit to get you to put that donut down and actually come out after me?
See, if you're going too fast, then I know I'm not going to catch it, so I'm going to keep eating. So you'd only have to be going a little bit over for me to notice. So zoom by, make sure you're going double.
That's a city cop answer right there. Out in the county, it's like Dukes of Hazzard time, they're on it. But out in the city, you're like, I'm good.
Yeah, city where we don't want to work.
All right, good deal. All right, definitely enjoyed having you on the show today. I know you took some time out of your personal life and got here. We had you on standby for probably about 2 hours because Phil was trying to shake out some money from a 78-year-old lady. I think he got it. He looks happy. So great having you on. Continued success this year. Not too much. Either win enough that I can sneak in as a wild card or completely fall on your face. One of the two, but leave me alone, would you? So, all right. Phil, back to you.
Yeah, great to have you again, Peter. Hope everybody enjoyed the show today. I think you can tell we ran a little bit over, probably on time, but you know what? It's great to have GOI back. It's great to have football back. I didn't even realize how much I missed it until some of the games started going on, and I was like, oh yeah, great. I get to watch this matchup or this matchup, see how such and such is doing on the new team, and I just enjoyed it. I love you guys, and I hope you guys had a great holiday season, are getting your 2023 started off good. As always, if you want to be a guest on the show, please let us know. Please send me your highlights. I do try to watch a number of the games, but sometimes I miss them and sometimes I don't have a highlight reel for our intro. And other than that, have a great day, you guys. Thank you guys so much, and win some games.